Hello dear friends and subscribers, welcome to your usual cricket happening show. Well, I'm really happy with the response that I'm getting on this cricket happening show, so thank you very much all those new subscribers who have joined me on cricket happenings. Thank you very much. Well, dear fans and subscribers, today as far as this cricket happening show goes, we are looking at two matches. One is the match between Sri Lanka and England. Today was the second one-day international which was played between Sri Lanka and England. Let me tell you something here in the second one-day international, that it turned out to be a very tame affair, as the England batting really had no answer to the spin of Sri Lanka, and then it was the seamers who finished it off, and then the Sri Lankan batsman came in and completed the victory in a canter, and it was an 8-wicket victory for them, with the war horses Kumar Sangakkara and Mahela Jayawardene taking them to victory absolutely in a canter, one could say, as England proved. They didn't prove any match for Sri Lanka, and the match was over pretty quickly, and well, Sri Lanka have taken a 2-0 lead now in this one-day series. And then there were a lot of records which stumbled at the Sharjah cricket ground on the third day, I suppose. I'm just going to have a look at it. Yes, it was day 3, and well, it was a day of record stumbling, with Brendan Mcullum going on to make a double century. This was his 4th double century. This is the first time a New Zealander has hit 4 double centuries. He also joined the great players like Michael Clarke, Ricky Ponting, and there was one more player, the name doesn't really come to mind right now, and Brendan Mcullum was the man who joined them to score 3 double centuries in a calendar year. Those are the players who have done it, and Brendan Mcullum is also a part of it now. And Brendan Mcullum, let me tell you, he once again, Pakistan would have been very happy to see his back after he was clean bowled by Yasir Shah for 202 of 188 balls with 21 fours and 11 sixes. Well, and then for Pakistan, there was more and more insult to injury caused by Kane Williamson, as he went on to make his test career best of 192 runs with 23 fours and 1 6. And then there was chipping. There were 50s chipped in by Ross Taylor, Corey Anderson and Tim Southee towards the end to take New Zealand to their, I would say, a very tall total. In fact, New Zealand are absolutely dictating terms to Pakistan, and Pakistan were really kept on the field for the whole day, and as far as the rewards were concerned, they got 7 wickets, but they saw the New Zealand total soar to 637 for 8, and they are still playing. And New Zealand, as I said, a lot of records were broken. The second wicket partnership of 297 between Brendan Mcullum and Ross Taylor for the second wicket was the highest ever second wicket partnership by New Zealand against Pakistan. So we'll be talking about that. But first, I'm going to take you down to this one-day international, which is the second one-day international between England and Sri Lanka. It was England were the ones who actually batted first. They won the toss, and Alistair Cook decided to bat first. Well, England they started off with Alistair Cook and Moeen Ali, and today there was a change in the approach as far as Angelo Matthews, the Sri Lankan captain, was concerned. That really shows that Angelo Matthews is a very good judge of the game. What he did, he decided that this time he is not going to bowl the pacers at Moeen Ali, but instead he is going to do a change, and he brought on Tilakratne Dilshan, the red-arm off spinner, to bowl. And Tilakratne Dilshan actually got his wicket in the second. In fact, the first over was bowled by Angelo Matthews himself, and probably there was a feeling for Angelo Matthews that probably he felt that Moeen Ali would find it a bit tough with the ball coming slowly onto the bat, and that's what he precisely did. And the spinner Tilakratne Dilshan provided the breakthrough as Moeen Ali rushed against Dilshan down the wicket, and he was beaten by the turn of Dilshan as the ball went on to hit the stumps, and Moeen Ali was a goner, bowled by Dilshan for 2 of 7 balls. The score was 7 for 1, and after that, well, it was a real sort of a tightening of the screws. Alistair Cook was really struggling against the spin. He was not able to get the ball off the square when Dilshan was bowling, and suddenly for England things looked pretty dim as the Sri Lankan spinners. In fact, what Angelo Matthews did is he kept on getting all the spinners into the mix. He got Tilakatne Dilshan to bowl, then he brought in Rangana Herath, then he brought in Ajanta Mendes, then he had Thisara Pereira bowling, and then Jeevan Mendes bowling. In fact, Dhammika Prasad was the only pace bowler you used other than him, and Thisara Pereira to a certain extent. But England, as I said, they found it very difficult against the spinners, so it was a change of approach as far as Angelo Matthews was concerned, and that approach worked real wonders for Angelo Matthews, the Sri Lankan captain, and also for the team, as wickets kept on going. The next to go was Alistair Cook, caught by Pereira off the bowling of Dilshan for 22 of 37 balls with 3 fours. Ian Bell poked a catch into the hands of Thisara Pereira of Herath for 11. Joe Root offered some resistance along with Ravi Bopara. Morgan was also cheaply dismissed for 17 of 29 balls with 1 4. But Joe Root and Ravi Bopara slowly tried to stem the rot. But again, it was not so easy, as Joe Root could contribute only 42 of 57 balls with 1 4, and it was some tight bowling. I mean, they never allowed the England batsmen to wriggle out of it, and they were really kept on on the wicket and really searching for runs. It was very hard to come by, and then it was Butler who was bowled by Prasad for 7, so there was no hope for England, as Butler also perished pretty quickly. After that, it was only left to Ravi Bopara to salvage something and see to it that England have something to bowl at, as England were all out for 185. Ravi Bopara's contribution was 51 of 69 balls with 1 4. Well, other than that, Treadwell was not out on 9. Finn was bowled by Mendes for a duck. Gurney was bowled by Prasad, 185 all out. Let's have a look at the Sri Lankan bowling figures, which makes really good reading. Angelo Matthews, 6 overs, no maiden, 1 for 23. Dilshan, 9 overs, no maiden, 2 for 32. Today took 2 wickets at the top of the order. He dismissed both the openers. Rangana Herath, 9 overs, 1 for 40. Ajanta Mendes, 7 overs, 1 maiden, 33 runs and 3 wickets. The most successful bowler. Thisara Pereira, 3 overs, 1 for 16. Jeevan Mendes, 5 overs, none for 22. And Dhammika Prasad, the genuine pace bowler, bowling 4 overs for 16, and also he took 2 wickets. As far as Sri Lankan reply was concerned, well, Sri Lankan definitely didn't have a good reply, with Dilshan starting off in blazing fashion by putting 3 consecutive fours in a particular over. Of the first over, I reckon, of Stephen Finn playing today, and the first wicket to go today. In fact, there was Kushal Pereira was the first to go today. He was dismissed by Stephen Finn for 9 of 10 balls with 1 4, and then Dilshan, after cracking 26 of 23 balls with 5 fours, was also a victim of the bowling of Moeen Ali, and the score stood at 37 for 2. At 37 for 2, there were the two gentlemen at the crease was the mainstays for Sri Lanka, Kumar Sangakkara and Mahela Jayawardene. And well, Kumar Sangakkara and Mahela Jayawardene, in fact Mahela Jayawardene was easing the ball through the gaps, and he was playing with real serenity, and there was nothing to trouble Jayawardene. Jayawardene was totally in command. And as far as Kumar Sangakkara was concerned, well, he played in his own way. He really took his time, but also played some very good strokes, as normally he does, while driving well down the wicket and also through the covers. And both of them chiseled together a partnership, and saw to it that Sri Lanka wouldn't suffer any other wickets over there, and Sri Lanka won the match, as I said, in a canter, as it was an 8-wicket victory for them. Kumar Sangakkara was not out on 67 of 93 deliveries with 8 fours. Mahela Jayawardene was not out on 77 of 80 balls with 8 fours and 1 6, and this was their 15th century partnership between Sangakkara and Mahela Jayawardene. And as I said, the England bowlers looked absolutely toothless against this Sri Lankan pair of Mahela Jayawardene and Sangakkara. Looking at the bowling, as far as the Englishmen were concerned, Stephen Finn 6 overs, 1 made and 1 for 35. Vokes 5 overs, none for 23. Moeen Ali bowled 7 overs, 1 for 38. Goodney bowled 5.2 overs, no made and none for 32. Treadwell's 9 overs cost 47. And Bopara bowling 2 overs for 8. Mahela Jayawardene was named man of the match. And as you all know, dear fans and subscribers, this is a 7-match series, so there's a long way to go. Sri Lanka have taken the lead in the series. They are leading 2-0. And the third match is going to be a day-night encounter, which is going to be played at Hambantota, and that's on Wednesday. Well, dear fans, subscribers, this is as far as this particular match is concerned. So Sri Lanka really ruling over there against England, and now have taken a 2-0 lead. Now I'm going to shift the focus here. I'm taking you down to the United Arab Emirates at the Sharjah cricket ground, where, as I said, Pakistan were totally under pressure today as New Zealand resumed at their overnight score. As I said, they were pretty well placed. As you remember, 249 for 1. They started the proceedings, Brendan McCullum and Kane Williamson, and they took on the score. They put on a very big partnership. In fact, it was a if I see it, it is 297 partnership was put on between Brendan McCullum and Kane Williamson. And Brendan McCullum, well, he continued to lash sixes. He went on to slam Mohammad Tala for a 6. He went after Rahat Ali by swinging him for a 6. Zulfikar Babar was sent over the fence for a 6. Yasir Shah was not spared, and it was a real tough time for the Pakistani bowlers, as Brendan McCullum was wielding the bat like a sword. And at the other end, Kane Williamson also was showing his classic self as he was unveiling strokes with which were absolute beauties. And both of them they kept on firing, and the Pakistani bowlers kept on suffering, and the partnership was reaching great lengths, and they had added 297, which is a record against Pakistan for New Zealand for the second wicket, and both of them were going on well. And when the partnership reached 297, finally Pakistan got their reward, as Yasir Shah actually got the better of Brendan McCullum, as Brendan McCullum was trying to sweep Yasir Shah against the spin, and the ball went on to hit the timber. There was the death rattle. Brendan McCullum was gone finally, but not before making a double century. He has joined the great Sir Donald Bradman in making 4 double centuries, and let me tell you, he's the first New Zealander to do so. We have seen Michael Clarke has hit 3 double centuries, but Brendan McCullum, I think, as I said, there's only Sir Donald Bradman who has hit 4 double centuries, and Brendan McCullum is the one who has joined Sir Donald Bradman, and 202 was his contribution of 188 balls with 21 fours and 11 sixes. And one could say that in this particular game, even the number of sixes that were hit were 19, which is also another record which has tumbled. And then Kane Williamson, well, he contributed 192. He kept on going. He got partnerships. After that, there was another partnership which was a 96-run partnership between, no, not a 90-run, I'm just trying to see, no, it was much more than that. In fact, it was another 100-run partnership. It was for the 3rd wicket now. So Pakistan had to really toil at Sharjah here, as this partnership between Ross Taylor was not really in a hurry. He was really taking his time at the crease, but on the other hand, Kane Williamson was scoring pretty quickly, and that partnership went on to add 116 runs for the 3rd wicket. And when Ross Taylor, after really working for his 50, even though he hit 2 sixes and 3 fours, one thought by Ross Taylor standards it was a slow scoring, but nevertheless it was something which was important, that Ross Taylor scored a 50, and he was a victim of the bowling of Yasir Shah for 50. And Yasir Shah, to me, was the best bowler today, even though he leaked 169 runs. I thought he bowled well. After that, as I said, for Pakistan, there was absolutely no respite. Once Ross Taylor was gone, finally at 488, when the score reached 488, Kane Williamson unfortunately couldn't reach his, like Mohammad Hafiz, couldn't reach his maiden test double century as he was scalped by Yunus Khan of the bowling of Rahat Ali for 192 with 23 fours and 1 6, and I'm sure New Zealand would be very happy to see Kane Williamson run into some very great form right now. And then Corey Anderson really went and blasted 50 of 57 balls with 7 fours and 2 sixes, and then it was Vettori who was LBW bowled Rahat Ali for 15 of as many balls. Watling was out cheaply dismissed by Mohammad Hafiz, he was LBW for 8, and that was the time when the score was 546 for 7. From 546 for 7, if at all Pakistan had nurtured any hopes of wrapping it up pretty quickly, well, it all disappeared with Tim Southee really cracking a very quick 50 of 61 balls with 3 fours and 2 sixes, and keeping him company was Mark Craig, who was really playing in a sedate manner, but he had also contributed in a very meaningful way. He had an unbeaten 34 to his name of 53 balls with 1 4 and 1 6, and the New Zealand total had swelled to 637 for 8 at close of play on the third day of this third test match between New Zealand and Pakistan at Sharjah. And let me tell you, Tim Southee, well, he was out. In fact, the partnership for the 8th wicket yielded, we are looking at 91 runs. So 91 runs was the partnership for the 8th wicket between Tim Southee and Mark Craig. As I said, the Pakistani bowlers were really suffering. As I said, the pitch was easy to bat on and the strokes were just flowing, and the New Zealand batting probably having a license to go for it. They were really I would say they were really playing some pleasing stroke and some very powerful batting from New Zealand, and they really decided that aggression is the one with which they are going to blunt the Pakistani bowlers. And I'm sure the Pakistani bowlers would have been pretty surprised at the way the New Zealand batsmen played them, and New Zealand stood at a very high score, and this is the third highest score in Test cricket by any team, and the score was 637 for 8 with Mark Craig still there unbeaten on 34. When Tim Southee was out, it was decided that play would be curtailed for the day due to bad light, and 637 for 8. And as I said, New Zealand are absolutely dictating terms here. They have taken a 286 run lead currently, and they still have 2 wickets to go, and I think Pakistan are in for some real pasting here. Not only that, they would be under pressure, and New Zealand would probably fancy their chances now of leveling the series against Pakistan. So finally the Pakistani bowling has been really taken control of by an opposition after Pakistan have enjoyed a real victory run as far as test matches are concerned, first against Australia and now against New Zealand. Now so Mohammad Tala, every bowler was really carved for runs. Mohammad Tala 22 overs 2 maidens, 136 runs and no wicket for him. Rahat Ali 25 overs no maiden, 89 runs, but the good part was that Rahat Ali picked up 4 wickets for 89 runs, and I thought under the circumstances, under the looking at the way the New Zealand batsmen are playing, one has to really commend Rahat Ali for bowling pretty well. 25 overs 89 runs and 4 wickets in his bag. Zulfikar Babar 23 overs 1 maiden, none for 135. Yasir Shah 38 overs 4 maidens, 169 runs and 3 wickets. Mohammad Hafiz 20 overs 2 maidens, 1 for 91. Azhar Ali bowled 2 overs for 8 runs. So as I said, the match is definitely heading towards the result at the Sharjah cricket ground, and New Zealanders are the ones who are on a real ascendant here against Pakistan, and they have closed the day at 637 for 8. So that is a lead of 286 runs, and there are still 2 more wickets to go. One has to wait and watch whether Brendan Mcullum is going to apply the declaration. I have a feeling that Brendan Mcullum might probably play for probably New Zealand would probably play 1 hour and probably play 1 hour in the first session, and then probably throw it to the Pakistanis to probably take a more than 300 runs lead and challenge Pakistan, and probably I think we definitely have a match on hand going into the 4th day, and it will be interesting to see whether Brendan Mcullum goes for the declaration tomorrow early in the morning itself, or he's going to play for 1 hour before in the first session, and then throw it to the Pakistanis. Well, all in all, it looks to be an interesting fair coming up at the Sharjah cricket ground on the 4th day. I'll be there to talk about what happened at Sharjah on the 4th day. And well, dear fan subscribers, also before I go, let me tell you, yesterday Michael Clarke had a very grieving press conference with the media, as you would have all seen in the video, talking about Phil Hughes, who is definitely missed. And it is really unfortunate, but well, the Gabba test in Brisbane is going to be postponed. It is not going to be played because nobody is in a frame of mind one can really understand. And the Australian Cricket Board has also really thanked the Indian Cricket Board for showing a lot of cooperation in this respect. And why not? I think any team would be doing that, has to do that, because human consideration is something which is always paramount. Whatever you are, whether you're a celebrity, whether you're a cricketer, whatever the case may be, I think human consideration is pretty important as far as any walk of life is concerned. Well, dear fans and subscribers, I think it is time for me to wind up my cricket show. Well, dear friends and subscribers, as I said, you have all been always. I've been saying that on my cricket show, that my wheels of business are you, dear friends and subscribers. You're the ones who run the show, and that is the one that really made me come to the show. Today, actually, I'm a bit indisposed. I'm not keeping well, but still, your love for the cricket happenings and my passion for the cricket happenings, and also the tremendous support and confidence that you're showing in this cricket happenings, makes me come here and talk to you in a very regular manner. So once again, thanks everybody. This is your host Ram, signing off for the day.